Hey friends, welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. This is Gina. I am really excited to be here with you today to go over a combination seat from Graco that a YouTube viewer actually left a comment in a video about different combination seats that I was doing, and they said, what do you think about the Graco Tranzitions? So I had never seen it before. I ordered one, now I have it in front of me, and I am excited to be able to review it for you. So something to know about this guy is another name that it goes by is Wayz, W-A-Y-Z, but the Graco Tranzitions Wayz. It is a forward-facing only 5-point harness car seat that will then turn into a high back booster, and then it will also become a backless booster. So the price point on it is $139. So it's very cost effective. It's got some good things going for it, and then it has some other things where it's very clear why the price point is what it is. So let's launch into what makes this tick and what makes it special or different than other seats on the market. So combination seats, I'm a huge fan of. I really hate when people take a child that is not ready to move into a booster seat and shove them into a booster seat. Typically the reasons behind this are that the regular car seat is too large. The child may not necessarily fit in it anymore. Typically it's because it's not adjusted correctly, user error, but that is another conversation. Sometimes people like the option of a booster because they're able to remove it from their own vehicle more easily than being able to take a car seat, a 5-point harness car seat, installing and uninstalling it every time. So this seat is going to be a 5-point harness car seat up to 65 pounds. Up to, I believe it's 49 standing inches. I'm just going to verify that. And then it will also, 49 standing inches. And then it has a seated torso height of 18.5 inches. So that is awesome. That's nice and long for a child with a long torso. Additionally, you're looking at 12 inches wide at all the way back of the seat. Sometimes seats will claim to be like 13 inches wide, and then you get to the back of the seat and they're really more like 11 inches wide. The depth here that I got is going to be 13 inches. So it's a pretty generous little seat in terms of spatially how big of a kid it will hold in terms of body size. Now, when I got mine, I thought I was crazy and that the cup holders were missing, but what it is, it's a little plastic piece that pops out, and then you spin it around and you'll shove it down and click it in if you want to have your cup holders engaged. So they are in there. They're not a separate thing. They're just tucked into themselves, folded in pretty neatly, which is nice. Now, the seat has a no rethread harness, which I think is really useful, especially if this is like a secondary car seat or a car seat for a caregiver or a grandparent. That moving adjustment piece for a different harness height is really nice. It does also come with an additional body piece for comfort. I just didn't put mine on because there's no child that's actually going to be sitting in the seat. Something that I did notice when I put it together is that it doesn't have like the same style of frame that their convertible seats that come apart do. So I just did a video where I took apart one of their convertible seats that had a steel frame piece, and the reason why it's going to be slightly different is that it doesn't ever have to sit rear facing, so it doesn't necessarily need that piece, but typically that is something I like on a car seat, is a steel frame. The other thing about this seat is that when I felt around the inside of the interior of the seat, I wasn't able to find any bike helmet foam. So we don't have any in the headrest or any in the body. Now, you can have specific types of plastic that crumple better theoretically than the bike helmet foam, but it is just something to be aware of if that is something that you look for on a car seat. This guy is not going to have that. And I can't speak to the type of plastic it's made out of. I have not consulted Graco about that. But I did learn that information from somebody that used to work at Britax, that there are different types of plastics that they'll utilize for seats. And sometimes if you use specific types of plastic, you might not necessarily need the bike helmet foam, but it is always something to look for on a car seat if that makes you feel like you have peace of mind. And it does for me, so it's something I look for. I'm going to take the harness off the back so that I'm able to turn this into a high back booster. So they want you to remove the harness There's no place to store the harness on the interior of the seat. So that was another thing on the one that I just looked at. That was the convertible seat. That was the, the Forever DLX Grad or whatever they call it. That has a panel on the inside where you're able to store your harness. Here we don't have anything like that. The backrest is just what it is. So when we take these pieces out and we separate the back off, and to be perfectly honest, the best way to do this is to take a knee onto the product and then to push it like the headrest away from you. So now I've taken the backrest off, but I still have all of this harness to contend with. This kind of blows my mind. They want you to like take the harness pieces out completely through these little twisty vents essentially in the seat. And like, it's fine. I'm not suggesting that it's unsafe, but what I am suggesting is if like you're buying this seat for your parents and you're like, here mom, here dad, here's a car seat for you, good luck. And then you don't help them with this step, you are a terrorist, and that would be a terrible thing to do to a grandparent. So if this is a seat for a caregiver, nanny, or somebody else, just keep in mind, it does require a fair number of steps in order to get it into the backless booster. It's not just like 1 second, flip around and do it. The other thing is that now we're asking our consumer to put this back correctly. Thankfully in the book, there's instructions on how to do that with like a diagram, but even so, this is asking a lot of people who might not be familiar with car seats to be able to just like change back and forth. So yes, it can do a lot of different things. The price point on it, I believe, is $139. Makes sense for everything that it can do in theory, but just keep in mind, there are some hidden costs associated with putting it together, taking it apart, and making sure that everything is in correct working order. So that would be something you're gonna wanna have to manage a little bit more thoroughly than seats maybe that are more expensive. But for the price, can't really knock it. It's a nice little option if you're looking for a combination seat. And again, that is the Graco Tranzitions. Thank you so much for watching. By the way, the booster seat mode for this guy will start at 40 pounds. That's both for high back and for backless. The instructions in the book say 30 pounds. That's not correct anymore. 40 pounds or higher to be able to use it for the booster. And then both will do the 57 standing inches and 100-pound weight capacity for either. So I just want to make sure I covered that in case I didn't say it. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to hit like or subscribe. If this video makes someone that you know happy because you should share it with them. Sorry, that came out backwards. If sharing this video would make someone you know happy, you should definitely share it with them. That's always good. Knowledge is power. It's nice to be able to share the information with you, and you can pass that along as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. We value every view, every viewer, and we hope to see you in our next video. Thanks.